Hi, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 20th to the 30th, 2023 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so much for doing so. And if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a turkey in the comment box, and a person will be chosen at random to receive that reading. Now, do know that I will be announcing the person in a separate video, so don't be scammed by anybody congratulating you, contacting you, pretending to be me. Even if it looks like it's me, it's not going to be. I'm going to be announcing in a separate reading at the end of the month, so do be aware of that. If you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or a healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It's linked in the description box below, as are all the cards that I'm using. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Oh, I love that. We're coming through as the Page of Cups. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We then have the Four of Cups. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Oh, goodness. Go with this one. Ooh, okay. So we have the Six of Swords. We have Strength reversed, which is also Leo energy. We have the Eight of Swords reversed, which is fantastic. And then we have the Fool reversed. All right. Again, the Page of Cups, it represents us. We are represented by the cups in the minor arcana. We are represented by the Death card in the major arcana. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. We have blessed coming in reversed. Because we have strength reversed here, we can be seeing ourselves as not as strong as we want to be. We can also be saying, I'm weak, I'm not focused, I'm not this, I'm not that. Be aware of the words that you're using for yourself, because we're not seeing ourselves as blessed. And Spirit wants you to know, without a shadow of a doubt, you are blessed, you are powerful, you are amazing. But that starts with this being right side up, with us seeing ourselves as blessed. And it can be hard, especially if we're going through a dark time, we're going through some intensity. It can be hard to see ourselves as blessed. So just knowing that, respecting that, and respecting ourselves is going to be super important, and showing ourselves some grace. We all have seasons in our lives. I never really understood that. And now I do. We have really hard times, we have really joyous times, we have times that are in between, and those are our seasons. And so here, to let us know that even if we're going through stuff, even if life is intense, it's okay. We are blessed. And to start to focus on that energy, start to focus on that meditation, start to focus on that energy vibration, that's going to be really important for us. Let's see what our chakra energy is. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. We have communication. This is the throat chakra. Okay, so one of the things I learned, I was listening to somebody talk about the chakras, and they said that your thyroid is in your throat, which I should have known, but I didn't, or I forgot, I don't know. And here, with the throat chakra coming through, meditations that involve chanting or humming is absolutely fantastic to help your thyroid, which will help you communicate better. So here, connecting with that energy is going to be super important. So if you want to start chanting or humming, doing that for 10 minutes a day can be astounding for you, just absolutely astounding. So just to put that out there for you guys. And here with the throat chakra and communication coming forward, you're reading a room probably before you even walk into it. So if you're sitting there and being like, oh, I get this feeling, you're reading the people before you're even there. So just be aware of that. Be aware if you're having a cruddy time with something or there's an intensity there. Be aware that you're communicating and picking up on communications, not just what people are saying, but what the energy that they're giving off. You're picking up on not just what's being said, but also the energy that's coming off of people. So just be aware of this during this time. It moves us to the energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Oops, sorry, I just hit my mic. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. We have the Hierophant. Now, during this time, so the Hierophant represents Taurus energy. We can have a hard time. Taurus are absolute masters of manifestation. So we can have a hard time with that manifestation energy. So be mindful of that. But we can have a hard time fitting into a box. Like here's the box right here, right? And we're all the way over there. So just be aware of this during this time that we don't really want to fit in. Or even if we want to fit in, we're not really going to. And you'll sit there and say something like, I'm doing everything just like they are. And yet it's not working for me. And yet I'm not fitting in. I'm not, moving forward the way that I need to be or the way that I want to be. So just be aware of this. We can be trying to, fit a square peg into a round hole. It's just not going to work unless it's so big that we get lost in it, right? So just be aware of this energy. We could also be having a hard time with a Taurus energy or a Taurus time frame, April 20th to May 20th. You can have, I just see somebody as very much, it's like this, it's done like this, it's done like this. And again, you don't want to be put into a box. So you're obviously not going to jive with that energy. So be aware. Yeah. We have the Page of Cups, border sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. So this is us, Scorpio, coming forward. We are very childlike during this time. So there's a sense of wonder to us. There's a sense of beauty to us. There's a sense of curiosity to us. Children are exquisite. They are exquisite. They're born exquisite. The world and their environment, it shapes them. It makes them. So that's an intensity right there. What we're going to see is that we are deeply affected by our environment. We are deeply affected by those around us, more so than we even think. So just be aware of this, Scorpio. Be aware that you're taking it all in, especially with the throat chakra and communication coming forward. My gosh, are you taking it all in? You also need to connect with your inner child and your heart, what you love, what you desire, where you want to be, what you're opening up to. And that's going to be a big deal for you. This is going to be a time where we kind of need to slow it down and say, okay, what do I love and where do I want to be? What's important for me? What is it that I desire within my life? And it moves us to the Four of Cups. We are going to have a tendency during this time to want to focus in the same way we've always been focusing. It's like we're calibrating something. We're looking through binoculars and we're setting it on a setting that works for like far away and we're trying to see closer up. So it's not going to work for us. Be aware of this during this time, that we're going to be trying to really handle things in the way that we've always done it. We're going to fall into old patterns really, really, really easily. And Spirit's like, okay, that's great, but I want you to do something different. I want you to break that pattern. I want you to move forward this way. I want you to see this. So being aware of this is going to be super important for us. With the Four of Cups, there's going to be something that happens during this time. It takes us out of our comfort zone. It takes us out of the way that we normally see things. It takes us out of the way that we normally connect with things. We're really going to see it as a pain in the butt. We really are. It's like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I have to now be doing this or seeing it this way or moving forward this way. It is going to be one of the best things that happens. Even if it seems terrible in the moment, it is going to change the course of our lives. It's going to propel us forward in a way that we hadn't anticipated, hadn't expected. And it's either going to leave us with invaluable knowledge where we could have said, like, I could have lived without this, right? But it's so useful later on as we grow, evolve, and exist. Or it's going to put us in a place that we never even would have thought of being if our pattern wasn't changed, if we weren't pulled out of our comfort zone, or even it's not even our comfort zone. It's just kind of like being in Eeyore and seeing things a very certain way. It's like, oh, well, guess this happens now. And spirit is pulling us out of that. But we're thinking like Eeyore, well, I have to fix my house, right? I have to put up my sticks. And spirit is saying, no, but you can have a house here. You can have shelter that will actually keep you warm. So just be aware of this during this time. With the Six of Swords, we're moving forward, but there's an uncertainty that we have with ourselves. There's a sense of a questioning, like, can I do this? Can I move forward this way? Do I know what it is that I want? So we're rather tentative with things. We can be looking at things, and again, that Eeyore energy coming forward of pessimism, of nihilism. Like it's all going to end anyway. Why even bother? And it's like because you're going to live out loud, courageously, beautifully, vibrantly until the story's over, right? Until the curtains close. So here with the Six of Swords, it's like I'm going after what I want. But there's also a sense of I have to take care of a lot of different things. I have a lot of different things on my plate weighing me down or, needing to be looked at, needing to be seen, pulling me in this direction, pulling me in that direction. So Spirit is really saying here, hey, listen, there's a lot that you're dealing with right now. Be aware of this. You are aware of it. Don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let it deny you, defy you. All right. And it is time to move forward. I'm just trying to get the right words because Spirit is saying we're moving forward tentatively, quietly, hesitantly. And then all of a sudden we get our groove. Like all of a sudden we take the knowledge that we have and we're like, oh, that was it, right? That's how we were supposed to be putting the puzzle together. And instead of being huddled in the ship, taking care of everything, being huddled in the boat, taking care of everything and trying to just kind of like, I just am seeing the woman in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck with the baby huddled in, trying to keep the baby quiet, trying to keep things moving forward, trying to keep the baby dry. It's like you have all these things that need to be done. And yet here, it's like I have vibrancy and the fire and the determination and the focus and the brilliance to move forward in celebration. So we're moving out of that feeling overwhelmed and just trying to survive type of energy to now I'm thriving. Now I'm thriving. And it brings us to strength reverse. Strength reverse is might equals right. And Scorpio energy. If there is an energy that you disagree with more, I don't really know which one it is. You disagree with might equals right. It doesn't. It doesn't. Because you even see with the strongest person, I don't care if they're like, this profound bodybuilder, you will look at them and you will see their weaknesses. And that's just part of your talent. And it takes a while, Scorpio, to see it as a talent. With this energy, all right, you have a bully. You have a bully in your life. You have a bully energy around you. And it's like, okay, I see you. You think that might, not you personally, the person that you are dealing with, the bully that you are dealing with, thinks that might equals right. I can bully you. I can, pressure you. I can do this so that you fall apart. Don't. You're also questioning your own strength. You're not seeing yourself as very strong. Why? You don't fit in the box. All right? That's fine. Also, Taurus energy, it either brings out the very best in you or it brings out the very worst in you. It's your sister sign energy, and nobody can push buttons like a sister can. So here, with the strength card, you're seeing things very differently. You need to find your strength again. You need to find your empowerment. You're not going to fit into the box. That's okay. Throw away the box, throw away the concept of the box and just be you. Let yourself shine. It brings you to this place of the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is worry, doubt, fear, chaos, hurt, pain, disappointment. It's being barred in by your own mind. And so many people spend their whole entire lives living in the Eight of Swords energy. I always equate this to Miss Havisham in Great Expectations. The person who spends her whole life in her wedding dress. She was jilted, left at the altar. She decides that that's the moment that she wants to recreate in her whole existence and lives a life of bitterness, hurt, pain, disappointment, anger, fear, all the emotions that are toxic until it literally, the dress goes up in flames and she goes up in flames in that energy of just, she's consumed by her own sorrow, her own anger. And it's as soon as she starts to see that, oh wow, I might have wasted this life. Like I might have, maybe this wasn't the path I was supposed to go down. The Eight of Swords reversed is us coming to a realization. I've been trapped. I've been overwhelmed. It's been hard to move forward. It's been hard to go after what I want. So acknowledging this and saying, listen, it's been intense. It's been a ride, and I don't want to go on it again. That's important, Scorpio. And that's going to be a game changer because we're getting out of the trap of our own mind. You know, it's like when a bird is caged. And you have birds where you open up the door and they'll never realize that the cage door is open because they're so used to it being caged, they'll just not go and fly, which, I mean, is a completely logical thing. So here, when we start to let down the cage in our own mind, and we start to open up the doors, be kind to yourself. Sit there and say, listen, you've been through a lot. You've been through a trauma. I highly recommend if you feel like you need it. I mean, I love EMDR. I've been doing that since I was, oh my gosh, I think my mom started it when I was a teenager, like 14, 15, and it is just so beneficial. I've done it when I was a teenager, and it is so beneficial, so helpful for things that don't have to be huge traumas. They just have to be big traumas to you. It could be the loss of somebody. It could be, going through disabilities, or, just whatever it is for you that has been holding you back. It's like, okay, that is a fantastic medium to be able to release. And with the Eight of Swords, it's like I'm getting out of my own mind and I'm getting out of my own way. There's a clarity to you. And again, if you need assistance, if you need to talk to your doctor or talk to a therapist or talk to somebody, do so. There's no shame in that at all. At all. It's time to let yourself shine because you're worth it. And it's about time, right? It's about time to let this life be beautiful. There's so many things, if you turn on the news, which I highly recommend you don't, that will just devastate you. And you'll think, what can I do? And then the nihilism comes in, the hopelessness comes in. We don't need that. We have enough hopelessness in this world. Enough. It's time to break down the cage. It is. And it moves us then to the Fool. We're being called during this time to move forward in a very extraordinary way, right? The Fool says, jump. Jump, fly. Yes, gravity will come in, you'll land. It depends on where we are in our journey, how we land. We can have a nice soft landing, a tumble, and it's great. Or we can land really hard. So just know that as well. But here with the Fool, right? That's it in the upright position. I think these cards are so pretty. But it reversed, it's like, what even is it? The image becomes harder to see. It becomes harder to say, how am I supposed to move forward? During this time, we are overwhelmed. We are really feeling like there should be something else. We should be moving forward in a very different way. But what we are contending with right now is fear and doubt. And that's why we need to come out of the cage. We need to start celebrating ourselves. Might doesn't equal right. Everybody has an opinion. That's great. That's great. I had a boss, and he's like my first boss ever. And he said to me, and excuse my language, but he said to me, Dane, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, and they usually spew shit. So he's like, don't listen to everybody. And I remember just being so shocked, like so tickled. I was a teenager, and I was like, oh my gosh, and here, that's what I'm getting. It's like, you know what? You don't listen to everybody. Go after what you want. And yeah, you can have time to need to refine things, to need to kind of hone things, and that's cool, and that's okay. But you're going to find that during this time, there's a fear, and then all of a sudden the door is open. There's a fear, and then all of a sudden there's a release. And it's like, oh, because I need to jump. I need to go after. I need to open up the door. And it brings us then to our subconscious spirit message, which is manifest. It's that energy that we could have a blockage around, and most likely do during this time. And then all of a sudden, subconsciously, what you think about, you're realizing it's so important. My mind is so important. I am so important. And you're starting to see things differently. You're starting to see you differently. You're starting to be empowered, emboldened, opening up the doors. It's time to manifest the life that you want. Now, may it be, the mansion and the sports car and the Rolex? No, probably not. Like, not going to lie. We tend to want to manifest a life that everybody will look at and say, wow, I'm super jealous. Manifest what your soul deeply desires. And if that's a calm, quiet little life, then let it be a calm, quiet little life. And let people say, wow, Scorpio was always so cool, like always so grounded in themselves, always so happy, always so driven, always so, and by driven, I mean living your authenticity and knowing your path and not being swayed by everybody else. Let that be your legacy, because that's an awesome legacy. It brings us to our subconscious chakra message, which is peace. It's the crown chakra. It is crowning yourself, taking your mind and saying, you deserve peace. You deserve rest. You deserve peace. You deserve focus. You deserve insight. And I'm giving it to you. Crown yourself with peace. Do a visualization. See that beautiful white golden light of the crown chakra, right? And see yourself putting a crown on your head that is of peace, that is of love, that is of harmony. It's all the things that make a peace. You cannot have peace within yourself if you are afraid. You cannot have peace within yourself if you are stressed out. You cannot have peace within yourself with all these different things that we have. We have in our modern world, we have in our world. So here, it's saying, what do I need to eliminate so I can have peace? What do I need to do to move me closer to this? Now, we might be saying first thing off the bat, I need to quit my job, sell my house, do all of this. Some of that isn't necessarily practical to do all at once, but take slow steps and start to ask your body, what do I need for peace? How do I need to move forward in peace? It brings us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and that's the magician. It's not seeing our own magic, and it's being afraid to stand before the altar of our existence and say, this is me. This is what I want. This is what I need. This is who I am. This is me shining out loud. So just be aware of this. We can also look to other people during this time and say, oh, well, they've got it, right? They figured it out. I'm going to follow what they do. You're not them. Again, you're not going to fit into the box during this time. No matter how hard you try, it's going to be like trying to fit into kids' shoes. Unless you are a child, your feet won't be able to fit into them, or unless you have really small feet, So here, be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself and let your magic show, and let yourself show up for you. It brings us then to our subconscious tarot message, which is the Chariot reversed. Subconsciously, now this is Cancer energy, June 21st to July 22nd. If we have Cancer within our chart, that part of our personality is kind of all over the place. So be mindful of that, but also be mindful of things being emotionally draining during this time, of feeling like I don't have the reins on things, right? I don't have the reins on it. I need to rein it in. I need to focus things. I need things to be going this way, not that way. So just be aware of this during this time, that it's going to feel a little bit harder at times to rein in our emotions, to rein in the energy around us. Unless we really sit with our emotions and say, listen, I see you, I hear you, I'm connecting with you. And even then we can be connecting with like a toddler having a tantrum and seeing that and then saying, okay, what can I do for me to improve my life? Because if our mind is a toddler having a tantrum, that's intense. So just be aware of this. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony. Scorpio, may blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.